Good morning. How are you, Kyle? Give me 1 second. Hey, Sarah. You guys changed your name. You are Sarah, right? Hold on, guys. Everybody's in the waiting room. How you guys doing this morning? Or this evening, I should say. Hey, Misty Cat. Yes, this room, Skook. Okay, all right. Just making sure. All right, let me go ahead and get situated now that I got letting everybody know. I don't know why it does that. I don't know how. Unless I go live on Restream itself instead of StreamYards, it does that to me. I don't know why. But what are you going to do? Let's see. Hold on 1 second, guys. Hi, Nicole. I'm doing good, Misty Cat. How you doing? God, it's been so long. I forgot how to freaking get everything situated here. No, not crap. It's Monday. Oh, I bet, Skook. I bet. It's crazy. I know a lot of my friends on Facebook have been telling everybody to stay inside. It's crazy out there. Hold on once. Sorry, guys. If you heard that echo, I messed up and had to go redo it. There we go. Now, instead of copy, put paste. There we go. Why is it coming like, what the? Oh my God. Are you kidding me? You know what I did? Because you guys know I go through OBS, right? So in my OBS, like, I can put the chat room in there. And instead of putting the chat box in my OBS, I put the whole channel in my OBS. I'll get this right. Lord, I suck at being a producer for my own self. Copy. Paste. There we go. Hopefully. Hey, Brett. How you doing? Yeah, Skook. I like you, OBS. Hey, Scott. I don't see if I missed anybody. Do you think I did? But yeah, it's crazy. I like OBS, but yet I can't do can do the video part of it, but I can't do the audio part of it. I get so confused. How is everybody? Hey, Andy. Did you guys make your way over from the other? I wish it would just go. I can't hook it up to where my StreamYards goes directly to like a Restream RTPMP, whatever the hell it's called, the server. What is going on? What is going on? Hey, Mr. Ron, how are you? Of course, Eddie is not here today. Mr. Chaos is not here today. He's working the restaurants. After this, I got to go to work. My boss is on vacation, so I get to fill in for him. Yay! 2 weeks. At least I get something for 2 weeks. Dinner? Who's buying dinner? Are you buying dinner, Ron? Hey, Blue. How are you? Well, I have to, it will be a short stream just because, unfortunately, my hours are, I have to start at noon. So, and that's usually when I end the stream, if not going over the stream. So it's, it depends. I don't know. Because then I have to go to and get ready for work because I'm not ready for work. Yeah, Mr. Chaos isn't here today. He is working at the restaurant today and tomorrow, I believe. And then he'll be back to his normal schedule. Scott is right there. Hey, Joanne, how are you, hon? How you doing? Can you see Scott, Ron? He's on YouTube. Oh no, Andy. I don't want to know where she's sticking the pins. I hope everybody is doing well. Shall we get this party started? Today, we're talking about, let me pull up my notes because since I screwed everything up, I got to pull them back up. Today, we're basically going to be talking about haunted items and dolls and spirit binding and keeping. Then we're going to talk about a doll that aged. How creepy would it be if you bought a doll, right? And instead of it like breaking down and cracking like it normally does, a normal doll, right? It ages. That's creepy. But we got a lot of talk about about haunted items and dolls and spirit binding. Yeah, but wait till I show the picture, Nicole. You're not going to think it's creepy, you're not going to think it's cool after you see that. I mean, you might. We're all wacky, so we might. But I do have a lot of questions for you guys. Dolls are creepy. They can be. There's some. I mean, I'm not a one that is extremely scared of dolls or clowns. I really don't have a problem with anything like that. But there are some dolls out there that are just freaky. Hey, Beep Beep, how are you? Mice and rats are creepy. Yes, that's true. Not mice, not little field mice. They're cute. Rats, on the other hand, I'll agree with you. Although I've never come in contact unless somebody owns rats, you know what I mean, as pets. But yeah. Really, Brett? Clowns spook you? Nothing really. I mean, I understand the fear because, like, my daughter, Danielle Yuri, that comes in here, when she was a baby, like, you couldn't buy her baby dolls. Anything with a face. Anything. Stuffed animal, anything with a face, she got scared of. So I don't know if, like, somebody freaked her out and, like, put their face in hers and was like, blah. But anything with a face. I couldn't buy her baby dolls. I couldn't buy her stuffed animals. So it was, she just scream if she saw a baby doll. My children are weird. But yeah, so we're talking about haunted items. Now, I was reading that Clown Spook YouTube, Misty Cat. Now Santa, now yeah, I get that, Misty Cat. Like Santa, that is the new norm, Nicole. Santa, yeah, like I don't know. For some reason, you're right about that, though. At least with like Krampus, you know what to expect with Krampus. Like Santa, yeah. Always got nervous around Santa when I was younger. Now that I look back, what are you gonna do? Here, take your kids to see us. Here, sit on a stranger's lap and tell them what you want for Christmas. Even my kids today, like even with Ryan and Danielle, it's like, obviously they don't believe in Santa, but I'd be like, I hated that part when my kids didn't believe in Santa anymore. That made me sad. So anyway, now we all know where this whole, well, not everybody, maybe nobody knows. I don't know. So the whole story behind like dolls being haunted was they used to put them in spirits in dolls for vessels in the afterlife. I'm sorry. No, you know what, Skook? He is real if you still believe in your heart. That's what I've always told my kids. Hey, Heather. Welcome, welcome. If he's in your heart, then he's real to you. That's what I told my kids. I always put on the stove on my brother because I didn't want like Santa coming down the chimney. Really, Nicole? I'm sorry. Sorry. I didn't want to ruin anybody's. God, I'm already ruining people's day telling them Santa's not real. I lied. He is real. I don't know, Scott. It's Santa. If you believe in his heart, then he's the one that's been eating your cookies. I've been waking up every day with a headache. I think it's because I have the fan on. But so I found this thing about Lakota Indians, or Native Americans, sorry. The Lakota people consist of 7 Sioux Indians or Sioux tribes. But for a long time they were the ones that put they have a death tradition, and that's in spirit keeping. They have a spirit keeping ceremony, and I'm not going to try to pronounce the name of it because I don't want to be disrespectful, which translates to keep one's own. Both the contemporary located memorial feast and older ritual of the spirit keeping ceremony demonstrate the continuity of their death customs that focus on the need to honor both the recently deceased and long dead ancestors. The spirit keeping ceremony, which is in foundation the belief that a spirit of a deceased person lingers at the person's place of death. And it also has basis in located mythology that they believe Pai Sen Win, or White Buffalo, California women, instituted the ceremony. The first record of the ceremony have taken place did not occur until the 1860s. And the spirit keeping ceremony sees a person designated the spirit keeper vow to keep alive the spirit of the deceased. To this end, a lock of hair was taken from the deceased and it's wrapped in fabric and kept for 12 months, during which time the hair is handled with great care and, of course, consideration. In this way, the deceased is thought to remain near, and while this is a liminal state of spirit of the deceased, is thought to be able to take messages to the spirits of the ancestors. Hey, Tommy, welcome. I missed you guys last week too, Heather. I really did. Hey, Mel. Thank you for coming in and saying hi, hon. I appreciate it. Hey, Freaky Geek. So that first, like I said, that first tradition wasn't recorded until 1860. That's the first record of it. But of course, being tribes and everything. Power. Thank you, Em, for the host. How you doing? So of course, I appreciate it so much. Thank you so much, Em. So of course, with the Locan tribe, I'm sure it goes way farther back than the 1860s. It was just recorded then. And of course, other traditions in other places held the same thing, where they put spirits in dolls. Now, my question to you, because this is, and we'll get into these stories about how spirit keeping happens and everything like that. But, like, I even have a story about, spotting fake spirit keeping dolls and stuff like that. What would you do? I mean, I know a lot of people buy haunted dolls off of eBay and stuff like that. But if these are spirit kept dolls, which could be jinn, could be demons, could be whatever, they're bound to these dolls, right? Who's to say somebody's not doing that and selling these dolls on eBay, and they're not spirits of humans? They're spirits of demons or jinn, or, you know what I mean? Because spirit keeping goes all the way back to, people, like prisons. Like prisons. And it really got me thinking. I mean, spirit keeping usually, at least in my path, is we keep energies and amulets or any spiritual items, but it's the energy, it's not the spirit. That's what. So I became like really a little upset if people are actually doing this, spirit binding spirits to dolls. So I don't know. It would just make me upset to know that I bought a haunted doll off of eBay and somebody spirit binded or spirit kept a spirit bound to that doll. So the next article I have is you can practically buy anything off the internet. Obviously, right? What does such paranormal activity look like? Most people who experience the haunting say that their antique might make them feel cold or anxious, or in the items given their dreams or images of times past. Others claim to have heard voices and pieces that the object gives off a particular smell or the item moves on its own. Experts all stripes agree that these hauntings are real. However, they disagree on where the hauntings come from or simply caused by neurons firing in the haunted person's brain. Or is it caused by supernatural, aka paranormal forces? So, I don't know. I guess what do you guys think about haunted items? Do you buy haunted items? Or why do you think things get haunted? That's what I'm saying. You get a Chucky doll, man. Not cool. You're not into haunted stuff? See, I haven't. I mean, no, don't mind. No, yeah, don't mind me. Um, Now I have jewelry that has spirit energy in it. That doesn't have all the My Buddy doll. Yeah, that used to freak me out too. There's certain dolls that get to me. I'm not normally scared of dolls or anything like that, but My Buddy, for some reason, I don't know. No, I don't buy them, but I have a few. Most of them residual energy. One through is one though is significantly different. Right, most of your stuff are from your Dutch grandmother. That I can understand that. Brett says once picked up an antique doll in a glass case for a dealer friend. I wouldn't have it in the house. Banished it to the garage. I can understand that. Gives you that eerie feeling. I can imagine. Just gives you that eerie feeling, and you're like, nope, not in my house. So scientists, researchers have found that the experience of sensing a ghost in a room, like feeling a chill in your spine, can be recreated by simulating certain parts of the brain. Oh, wow, Nicole, that's awesome. Nicole said, where is she? One item I have is an old teapot from my aunt of my mom who was from Indonesia. That item is haunted. That's wild. A living person that loved an item, which could be a doll or furniture or house, becomes attached to the item when they die. They stay in that item. It could be. Definitely could be. But to me, like, let me talk about spirit binding for a little bit here. Now, this is more or less the history of spirit binding. Spirit keeping is a sense of how you keep spirits today is nothing as it was 120 years ago, obviously. Modern day spirit keeping is the byproduct of the marriage between spirit conjuration and paratechnology. Spirit keeping and its origin is quite different. While those who were considered sages, psychics, or medicine men could contact spirit for information, they were often sought for counsel through specific rituals performed to gain information for a specific person or personal awareness. Oftentimes, the person who had the ability to conjure the spirits was the only one allowed to converse with the spirit. The person coming forward asking for guidance or to ask for a service from the spirit that would not allow them to speak to them. The act of keeping spirits was shared amongst the civilized and non-civilized countries and cultures. Their very core and beginning of the spirit keeping was keeping with one's own ancestors. The act of conjuring and binding to a vessel as a permanent channel between the keeper and the spirit was not practical at this time. So, back then you go, even. Thank you so much, Rebecca, for gifting that. Wow. That's awesome. That's totally awesome. She's like, no, you have to be a mooner. Thank you, Rebecca, for gifting that to And hello, Rebecca. How are you, hon? So my biggest thing is I'm worried about all this shit that's on eBay, haunted dolls, haunted items, that people are spirit keeping or spirit binding these items. What if they're spirit binding and I'm like getting confused in my words. What if they're spirit binding a spirit that don't want to be spirit bound to an item? I mean, I don't know about you, but what in the afterlife, I don't want to be freaking bound to an item and then selling them. I mean, it's a real thing, the spirit keeping and spirit binding. I mean, granted, most spirit keepers are doing it for their own and with their own ancestry, but there could be people out there doing this. And that pisses me off. It really does. So, I mean, I know a lot of people do buy. I do people, yeah, divot boxes. Hey, Little Red. You know, it's sad. It's sad if people are doing this. Now, there are people that sit there and say, you can tell if it's fake or not. And this is buying not just haunted items, but enchanted items. But you can enchant your own items at home if you just really believe in yourself. And that's what I have with my jewelry. What's that, Skook? That is a crime since we are weak and we are preventing theirs. Yeah, exactly. Spiritual progression. Do they know the spirit bound before they buy? I don't think a lot of people think about that, Misty. I honestly don't. I don't think a lot of people think about when they buy a haunted doll, they just think, oh, it got there for some reason. And that's what's, you really believe that you're nuts? Hey, me too. I'm right there with you. But yeah, I think when somebody goes to buy something haunted on eBay or another site or whatnot, that they really don't think about where that spirit came from. So, and if there are people doing this and spirit binding spirits that don't want to be kept in a prison, like Freaky said, and that's exactly what I feel like it is. So be mindful of what you buy, you know. But yeah, Dybbuk boxes definitely. I mean, a true Dybbuk box is, it goes back to tradition. But so, just to let you know, if this is according to this article, how to spot fake, pretending, or dangerously inexperienced practitioners, right? Um, they said, I've decided to write this because people seem to have a lot of questions about spirit keeping. For some reason, some people have only seen it on Tumblr and only in recent years. So spirit keeping, like they said, it has been around for a very, very long time in spirit circles. I mean, generations, at least to the point that it can be traced through families through its practice that's much, much older. There are very old and reliable practitioners of the art of spirit summoning, discernment, communication, and binding. People have been doing this and proving spirits to keepers for decades upon decades. I got several of my dolls from Goodwills and both. Yeah, yeah, I can see that, definitely. You know, I'm just talking about like the people that are doing this to get money um, off of eBay or whatnot, and doing it the wrong way. And no wonder, when people think that they're haunted by demons or anything like that, it's just a pissed off spirit saying, hey, you know what I mean? And like I said, I do know people that buy all these objects and send the spirits to the other side. But yeah, spirit keeping is very old, very traditional normally. The first item to say that, or the first thing to say that it's usually a fake practitioner or whatnot, whatever you want to call it, is they're they're telling you that their spirits are damaged and need your care. Spirits do not need you to take care of them. Part of keeping them is going to involve offerings, yes, but they don't need beds, blankets, food, water, cuddles, and therapy for their traumas. While some spirits enjoy offerings that involve food, fabrics, activities, close presence, and all sort of things, they do not need them or they will be suffering or something. So it's nice to do those things for them, but don't think you have to do them or they'll suffer. Spirit care can be important for your relationship, but involves offerings, energy sources, and bonding activities. Spirits that are damaged and need mothering are either fake, someone's confusing them with a muse in their head, or they're leeching spirits and taking advantage of inexperienced conjurers to find someone to leech off of on a permanent basis. And that's what you got to be careful of too. The last one is the most dangerous of all and is serious concern. Number two, they provide the name or even a usable nickname of the spirits in their listings. Names have power, and that's so true. Names have power, and names are used to conjure and bind these spirits. Names are used to compel dangerous or difficult spirits to obey. That's like if you ever buy something off of eBay that has a jinn in it. You won't get the jinn's name until you receive the package. Like they won't tell you the jinn's name because that's how you usually know it's a real practitioner. Um, So names, when provided to anyone but the spirit's keeper, can be used to influence the spirit by any other practitioner. This is why every practitioner I've ever met outside of Tumblr does not disclose spirit names to anyone but the spirit's keeper. Names should only be shared with the most trusted friends and only if they're part of the agreement you have reached with your spirit. Kind of like when I first got into my path and I dedicated myself to my path, I came up, with the name Aaron Shadow Firewolf. Way back when I first started, nobody knew that name except the, I guess, witches that I talked to. I would go by Aaron, or Shadow. Um, but like, I would never tell anybody because that could have power. It's somebody like even on here when somebody knows your real name. That's a lot of power. That's a lot of power. It's personal. Yeah, it definitely is messed up when they do that. Yes, Nicole, I've seen that too. When I go to the secondhand store, I see a lot of photo frames with old pictures, old photos, and sometimes still a lot of energy there too. Yeah, I love antiques too, Ron. Freaky geek. I don't like secondhand stores. They never seem to have any secondhands, ever. Just other people's items. I think when one dies, no family left things, boxes, and taken to their store. Yeah, that's a lot of it, definitely. I have an officer's cavalry sword from both war. Not keen on that at all. Really, Brett? Does it give off a weird vibe? Oh, I just brought a 23-inch scythe blade. Very cool. I get that, Freaky Geek. Someday my hands hurt, so I feel like I needed different ones that work right. Yeah, I get that. Heck, being a light worker, my body healed up fast from my open back surgery. I don't know how others feel not having the ability. Right? I get that. Yeah, I heal very fast myself. It's what sucks is because if wake up and I don't feel good, by the end of the day, I feel all right. And it's like if I call into work, I'm like, I can't go down for a cigarette. You can still see me. And I'm feeling fine. Years ago, only the jinn knew its name, as knowing the names of magical beings gave you total control. Exactly. Same with demons. Yes. Okay, Nicole, no worries, hon. Andy, I hope if you're hearing me, I hope you feel better, hon. October 11th. Okay. Yep. Well, that's why that was my trick, Little Red, because I got to go home the day after I gave birth to Danielle. I had a C-section, and I was up walking around and everything like that, and I wanted to go home. And my doctor's like, "Well, this is your third C-section. You know how it goes." I regret it now, but yeah, it is. It's very sad if people are doing this, and I just I want people to be aware that there are people that do this. So yeah, if they provide the name of the spirit that's in the item, be wary of that. Number three is they provide too much information in their listings. Did the conjurer provide basic information, or did they provide paragraph after paragraph about a spirit that they can feel the spirit's emotions? Does it sound like they know that the spirit very closely? Does it sound like they're writing up a character from a novel? Well, they probably are. Having worked with spirits, I can tell you that the ones that are not bound to you or working with you are super easy to read. When you're experienced, yes, you ask them for emotions and ideas and they communicate them to you. But deep, complex information about a spirit only comes through long term work, usually with a bound spirit. This is regardless of whether you think you're an empath, which is true. I mean, I get wonky feelings and I don't know where the hell they come from. Many experienced conjurers do provide information about a spirit's personality. And she's like, I know I do, or he. I'm not sure exactly if this is a guy or girl, but however, it doesn't read like a novel and it doesn't read like you know all this stuff about their life they've lived, which is true. You got to be careful. You really, when you buy something like this, don't just buy it willy nilly. You know what I mean? I'm gonna say I'm gonna put it out there, and most of the shit on um, eBay and all that is probably fake. I don't know. I don't buy all the stuff out there, so I don't know. But I'm just saying that most likely it's probably fake, unless you get that one that you just feel. I mean, obviously, if something you're drawn to something and you want to buy it, buy it. You know what I mean? But messing with this stuff isn't cool for the spirit. I had something in my head that I was going to say, and it totally went bye bye. Um, yeah, I don't know. I don't know what I was going to say. So And then they say number 4, they're very young or have been practicing of only a few years. I feel someone's emotion. Oh, believe me, Red, I do the same thing. Eddie will tell you he will drink and I will stumble. It no matter what, it always happens. Like we joke around because of the fact that I'll be walking down the hallway and I'll just wander to the left or wander to the right. And I'm like, just wandering. But that's why it makes me a great customer service person. When I'm working the front desk, I love it because of the fact that I can read people. I usually diffuse situations very easily. Okay, Scott, I'm kind of scared of that, but okay, yeah, then definitely we can do that. So like I said, they're very young or have been practicing a few years. A lot of people on Tumblr, apparently this is through Tumblr, slate their real age. And I see conjurers who are 18 to 20. Forgive me when I say this, but that's honestly too young unless you've been working with spirits since you were prepubescent, which, some people have. That's not a bad thing, obviously, but they know what the different feelings are. They know what, if you had a gift from the day you were born, obviously you're going to know how to work with them. But a lot of people sit there and I don't want to say fake it. I'm not calling anybody out because if they really believe it, I really believe it to be true. But to use it in different purposes. That's what I'm talking about. It's the people that sit there and lie about what they have. And, oh, that's the thing I was going to say. Usually, with most haunted items, unless you've dealt with them, but any normal person, it's just like anybody that goes ghost hunting knows that people that have spirits in their house, they're usually freaked out and they think it's a demon because it's bad, but it's usually not. It's just a spirit trying to get their attention, right? Can you imagine these people with a haunted item? They're freaked out and they want to get rid of it. They don't want to sit there and sell it on eBay. They just don't. They're not going to take that time to sell it on eBay. They're going to be like, here, you want it? You can have it. You know what I mean? Exactly, Nicole. It's all demons these days. That's true. Um, yes, I know. I know she's a lovely old lady, but I'm scared about the questioning. You know. Hey, holy cow girl, how are you? But yeah, and that's the thing. Most people, if they come across a haunted item that isn't in the paranormal, that's a normal person, right? And this stuff started happening. To me, that's like they're gonna be like, this shit is not cool. Get it out of my house. I don't want it. Even some like Lil Red, you said your dad giving you a haunted doll and it stays in the car. You know, and you've been around spirits. You can you imagine somebody that hasn't been around spirits? They're not going to take the time to sell that item on eBay. This is just my opinion, my thought. You know, okay, Scott, as long as she'll be nice. So just make sure when you're buying stuff like that, check it out. You know what I mean? So some questions about keeping spirits. What is it like keeping spirits? They bring you an added and unique energy to your life. They do not require all your time. They do not require any bizarre, unusual actions. They bring positivity and added happiness, which they can, of course. They participate in your life um, as much or as little as you desire, and each type of spirit brings their own unique experience and support. They are friends and guides who help you all in all aspects of your life. So why keep spirits, right? There are many different reasons, and for each person, it may be one or more. They complete our lives and bring us energies and revelations we would not have otherwise. They provide friendship. Exactly, Nicole. Thank you so much, Ron. Making me dance this morning. Oh, holy cow, girl. Restream Bot is somebody who's talking on another platform. So if you see Restream Bot, look past that and it should say like Restream Bot D Live Nicole or Restream Bot D Live Ron. That's right. I like Rick rolling myself. Again, thank you, Ron, so much for that diamond. I appreciate it. But that's okay, holy cow, girl. I mean, Restream Bot needs love too. So what's it like keeping spirits, right? Oh, I already answered that. Why keep spirits? I already answered that one. Wow. Oh no. Every race of spirit has their own strengths and powers that they share with their keepers, and they bring everything from wish granting, love, happiness, power, prosperity, success, protection, astral connection, and far more. Can anyone keep spirits? Yes. There are no restrictions or discriminations into who can keep spirits. It's a very diverse group of people from different religions, cultures, ages, countries, ethnicities, and backgrounds. You can see from our their forum that spirit keeping community is vast, and it really is when you get the good ones. You know what I mean? They're not going to keep spirits that aren't. If you get a really good spirit keeper, they're not going to keep spirits that are um, want to go to heaven. You know what I mean, or whatnot. They're just they're going to keep the spirits that want to be help others. Is there an advantage to enchanted vessels over spirits? This is going to be preference. Spirits and spells can provide many of their same abilities and powers. However, with spirits, you are engaging in a relationship, depending on the spirit, some more, some less. Whereas the spells, you are not. Both require time of acclimation to energies when they are first brought into your home. But spirits have thoughts, ideas, opinions, and engaging interactively with you. The majority of paranormal collectors have a mix of both enchanted and spirited vessels, and this is a decision you have to make as a collector. If someone has haunted doll and they gift it to you, does the spirit remain with you, with the giver, or stay with the doll? Most likely, stay with the doll, because they're attached to that doll or they're spirit bound to that doll. Um, yeah, I definitely believe that they stay with that doll because that's what's haunting them. You know what I mean? So if somebody gives you a haunt, definitely they want to remain earthbound. Right, Heather? Exactly. But most spirit keepers to harness astral energies, um, like I said, Jin. Nice, Nicole. Just slip that right in there. Yeah. Uh, Give me a haunted doll, Scott. Like Jen, a lot of people think of Jen as being bad. To me, they're neutral. They can be bad. They're like people. There's good ones and there's bad ones. Um, a lot of if you believe in fairies, I have a ring that has a fairy queen attached to it. I have a ring that has a mermaid slash dolphin attached to it. I have a ring that has a djinn. I have a couple djinns actually. And as long as you interact with them and everything, they're fine. Nice, holy cowgirl. She has 9 haunted dolls. So, I mean, it definitely depends on what you believe in. Do you know what I mean? What type you want to believe. So, ancient spirit keeping, the act of calling or conjuring or summoning spirits has been around, of course, as long as humans have been dying. There are many ancient practices related to death, which is many include calling upon spirit of recently departed. By nature, when someone you love is lost, you want to keep them around you in any form. The idea was no different in ancient times in calling upon spirits of the lost ones to have them guide you and help you from beyond. And it was part of many funeral and post funeral practices. Wonder what? Thank you for the ice cream, Nicole. Wonder why people that were in prison and died, why do they stay at the prison? I think it's more or less, Heather, in my opinion, I think it's more or less that their energy is there. Like, it's not them there, it's like residual. Um, yeah, extreme emotions. That could bound them there too. I mean, there's different, like, there's so many different, I don't know. It's just very, like, I don't know if we're calling, like, there's many portals that, like, they're not actually bound there, but they'll go there because they know that place. Do you know what I mean? Does that make sense? Like cemeteries, I don't get why. I've never, of course, I've never asked either. Um, I don't understand why cemeteries. I mean, I can understand mourning somebody and going to somebody's cemetery plot. And I think we just call them because we're there. We need that comfort. Do you know what I mean? I don't think people hang around cemeteries. Oh, that would be cool, holy cowgirl. Do a quiet stream with each one. That would be really cool to see if anything, yeah. I just think it's our energy binding with their energy when we go to haunted places. A lot of it too is manifestation. That's more with cryptids, but um I think a lot of places, if you think something is haunted or a big name place, say like Waverly Hills, right? Everybody knows that Waverly Hills is haunted. So you're adding to that energy. When you go there, you're excited, right? You're going to investigate Waverly Hills. So that energy from you is, amping up. And if you have a party of 12 or 6 or 3, you're still amping it up. Most spirits I meet at a cemetery are just someone who want to talk. Yeah. And a few who are curious visit them. Freaky Geek, YouTube don't like any folks that isn't bringing them money. But yeah, it's just one of those things where I think people don't realize how powerful they are, how their mind is. Do you know what I mean? If you sit there for a week and talk to something mundane like a plant and tell it bad things every day for a week, it'll start to wilt. Hell, you can do that with water and ice. There's different molecules. The ice will form in different ways on however you react to it. And this is scientifically proven. So, I mean, I think a lot of places, you know, we just call to that energy and they come. Yeah. Oh, yeah. If you talk bad to a plant, it'll wilt. You can do your own experiment. Take a plant, talk bad to it, take another plant and love on it. And see, you'll see the changes. Definitely. That's how powerful we are. That's how our energy, because we're producing that energy, and how we talk to people, how we talk to things. And ice, yeah, ice will do the same thing. It'll form differently on how you talk to it. I miss my plant. I used to have a plant. I called her Janny. I don't know why. I think apparently I watched Forrest Gump because she was Janny. She wasn't Jenny. She was Janny. Nicole. So I have some questions for you guys. I know I asked this before, but why do you think things get haunted? And have you ever come in possession with a haunted item? How much you talk to him, he might get rigid. Just like that's how you can an attachment of some sort, could be different ones. That's another way, like with water. Okay, if you're depressed or anything you're drinking, could be coffee, right? If you sit there and really put your mind to it, say you're having a depressed day, you sit there and put your hands over it and really concentrate. And people might think I'm crazy, but I know it works. If you concentrate and be like, as I drink you, I will feel better about myself as I drink. You know what I mean? Stuff like that. Come up with your own thing of obviously what will work for you. And as you drink that, it'll subconsciously change your way of thinking. It's very weird, but it works. Power. We have power. Do you? I know most of you guys are investigators. I want to know: do you guys use spiritual or psychic protection when experiencing the paranormal? Like when you go out, do you have unfinished business? That's a lot of it, yeah. Like the teapot I told you, my best friend had to lock it up. We couldn't get it out. It was not so nice, but you still have it. That's pretty cool, Nicole. I mean, not that it was not so nice, but this would freak me out big time. But I would love to have a spoon stir in my drink without help. Just like in Practical Magic. Yeah, that'd be cool. Yes. It's one of my favorite movies. One of my favorite movies, Freaky Geek. See, I knew I liked you for a reason. Right? Scott says never use protection. I just help spirit when they leave. They need to stay. The only time I use protection when it comes to if I feel like something's not right. And the way I do it is I use the bubble method, and say I'm not feeling right in my apartment or whatnot. So I'll imagine a bubble in the middle of the room and expanding it as it expands, and I'll do it fast now. As it expands, it's pushing out the negativity. So have any of you come into possession with a haunted item and didn't know it was haunted at the time of getting, like, you didn't buy it, knowing it was haunted? Nice, Nicole. Nicole says I use my protection spells and just some white sage that I use every day. Heather, or on Harry Potter when all the enchanted items do the work. Yes, I would really love that, Heather. I would love that. Yeah. I've never focused so hard on trying to. I should, though, be like, vacuum cleaner, vacuum, you know. But see, that could work in my advantage too, because if I put that out there that I want the vacuum to vacuum, clean by itself, somebody might give me a Roomba or something. That would be cool though. So have any of you, I'd like to know if any of you have had a premonition. Or have any of you, like, you lived like as a kid in a house that was haunted, right? Have any of you gone back to that house, or if you have, or wanted to go back to that house to see if it was still haunted? There you go. Nicole's like, Scott, instead of the haunted doll, can you send me a haunted vacuum cleaner? You have, Heather? Now, for my paranormal friends, investigator friends, what is your favorite? Do you have a, do you use an app on a phone? And if you do, what's your favorite one? Yeah, Nicole, have you gone back to see, Nicole, if they're still haunted? Several premonitions when you're sleeping and awake? That's pretty wild. Mr. Cass says, I have, when we bought a new car, I knew we were going to have an accident. And wow, and 6 months later we did. That's wild. Not that you had the accident, but wow. Now, you know what's funny you say that, Misty Cat? Because I, ever since I was little, I don't know why, um, I've had this, like, I don't know if it's just my mind messing with me, but I know I'm in a car and it almost looks like our old Cordoba, but which is an old car. Um but I'm in the passenger seat and like a fireball comes out of the glove box. And I've always been nervous. Like, I every time I get in a car, I look at the glove box. Because Cordobas had their glove box, I don't know, it's weird, like the cushiony fabric. I don't know what you would call it. But I would just imagine this fireball engulfing me. You use the necrophonic? Yeah, I agree, Scott. But I believe your senses are the best way to pick up the spirit. Yeah. I also had a cat attack me a minute before it did. Oh, wow. That's impressive, Misty Cat. I mean, not that, you're seeing bad stuff happen and they happen, but you know what I mean. That's pretty cool. That is pretty cool. Now, do you like Misty Cat when it happens to you? Do you like believe it right away, or do you think that's not going to happen? Right? I don't think I'd get in that car. Exactly. I know. It's just something. I know it's got a red dashboard with white in it. One time we were driving and I saw an ambulance and a police car and a fire truck. We were there with a truck smashed in the barrier. So I told my dad, excuse me. Well, at least in my theory, Misty Cat, once the more you it's almost like the universe is not going to give you gifts that you can't handle at the moment. Like I'd love to see a spirit, but deep down, I mean, I see shadow people, but I don't see except that one that peeked around. I saw that. I didn't see features or anything, but it was white and gray and not the normal shadow people that I see. I really believe that, like deep down, I might get freaked out if somebody's standing there and looking freaky. Do you know what I mean? So like the universe isn't going to allow that to happen because I'd be too freaked. It's like we block ourselves. Kind of like when I said that I've had an OBE, like I can always put I can't anymore because I blocked it. But the feeling I got right before my out of body experience, I've had forever in a day, like since I was a little kid. And it's the feeling of being in a elevator and going down. That get that pull sensation. Well, the one day that I did have the OBE, I let that go and just let it, instead of stopping it, I just let it go. And that's what happened. I used to be able to put myself into that sensation or that feeling. I can't anymore because I've blocked it for so long. It's been years. And I've been trying lately to reopen it and try to put myself into that feeling. Hey, Paranormal Chapel, how are you? You've seen full body apparitions? Pretty cool, Heather. I mean, now are they scary ones though? See, I wouldn't mind seeing. You use the necrophonic too. A lot of people like that. I don't like it. For some reason. I just don't. I mean, I'll use it. I got it on my phone, but I don't like it. Yeah, the necrophonic. I try all the apps too. Like my phone's loaded with apps. Any new one that comes out. Although I did pay for the VBE electronics, I did pay the $30 for because it's got all apps in one, which is nice. I like that. Paranormal Chapel, you've seen full body apparitions? Were they freaky? That's what I want to know. Like when you see full body, is it, what one do I prefer? I use my Paratech a lot. I like that one a lot. That's like the Ovilus that says words. Um, I'll use like if I'm doing the portal, my mini portal that I made, I'll use an SB7 type app on my phone to plug it in sometimes. If like our spirit S box is drained or whatnot. There's a couple apps that I like. I like the VBE because I like it because the spirits can touch the phone and make it go off. I like that a lot. It's kind of like what Boomer uses with the I call it the Simon Says app. It's got that app on it, and it's also got like a piano. It's also got like other things that can make it move. Really? If Patrick was here, he'd let you know. Like we had a whole conversation one night with there's a mad trapper that's from the Yukon. And he went on, he told us the whole life story. And when he was telling us different things, I would look it up. And sure enough, it would be true. It was just wild. It was pretty cool. There's another one I used too, and I can't remember. My phone's dead and it's charging right now. There's another one that's like the Paratech that I use, and I can't think of the name of it. I got so many. So Paranormal Chapel, he looked like a normal human being to you. It wasn't something freaky. That's what I've always, you know what I mean? Because we have these stupid, I know that I have stupid thoughts in my head about seeing ghosts and that's why I can't see them. It's just because I think I'm going to get freaked out. Although I do have images of like spirits like mangled and coming towards me, like the weird, I don't know, I'll just get a picture of a woman like coming at me and stuff. I don't know. It's very weird. You know, just subconscious thoughts that have scared that natural instinct away. I mean, we all have gifts. We all have the power of thought. All right, Scoop, take care, hon. Be safe out there. Don't breathe in so much. Try not to breathe in so much smoke. Be safe, hon. Right, Freaky Geek? He's like, I know I'd be freaked out. The one I saw in my apartment looked like a normal person, but I could see him, but you could see through him at the same time. Understandable, yeah. See, so that's just my misconception that, you know, like now if I really concentrate, it's almost like, I mean, I can see spirits through scrying, but it's different. It's not like seeing an apparition right in front of me. Do you know what I'm saying? But now if I close my eyes and really like meditate on seeing, I'll see faces and eyes. Eyes are a big thing with me. I don't know why, but I'll see eyes. But you've seen the freaky ones at haunted. Okay, see, I'm not all right. So I'm not crazy for thinking that there are freaky ones out there. I just don't want to see somebody with their head, you know, half chopped off or something. When I see shadow, I get thoughts, images in my head, confusing sometimes. But hey, yeah, you know, I just don't want to see somebody out of like the Thriller video or something. I just, you know, yeah, definitely, Heather. You always, yeah. Really, Paranormal Chapel. Now, see, I've heard of people doing that, and I kind of do that. He once saw a skull superimposed over a living face. I kind of do that, not with like humans that I'm talking to, but like if I'm watching TV, that happens. And I don't know what that means. I don't know why that does that. Not that I've like read that they've died recently or see, and they pass away weeks later, 2 weeks later. Yeah, see, that's never happened to me to where I've watched like somebody because it only happens when I'm watching TV. I don't know if I'm just bored with the show that I'm watching and my mind goes, let's do something else. Because that does happen. Uh, but they've never like died or anything like that. So the last story that I'm going to talk about is this whole doll that aged, guys. I don't know about you, but this creeps me out. I'm like I said, dolls don't really freak me out. I mean, there are some that do. I said that before. But I'm telling you right now, I'll show you the pictures when I get done reading the article, or the one picture, I should say. And I'm telling you, it's creepy. So it says when dolls age, they tend to look quite creepy. Hair falls out, color fades, the eyelashes fall out, right? Cracks appear. This doll is different though. It's aged like a person does, though much more rapidly. Many believe it to be haunted. Objects age. That is a simple fact. They crack, they peel, they get dusty, they degrade. This being known, there are still many who believe that the way this doll has aged is something more than something infinitely creepy, something paranormal. The family in question has never been named due to wanting anonymity. They want to be anonymous, which is understandable. But the story is simple enough. They were an average couple who had children, and one of the birthdays or Christmas, they bought their young daughter a regular run-of-the-mill doll. The doll was loved by the young girl, but as with most toys in children's possession, the doll was later largely forgotten as the daughter grew out of it. Eventually, the children moved out of the home, and the parents, rather than throw the toys and memories away, decided to store them in the attic, like most people do. Although the doll has been well played with and has been in rather still good condition when it was placed in the box and forgotten about it. About 11 years later, the family were having a clean out of the attic when they stumbled across a rather odd-looking doll. The doll was wrinkled, aged, like it was a very aged person. The arms were stiff and mummified. Wrinkles were running up along their length. It was when they recognized the clothing and other items in the box that their blood ran cold. Yes, I'll let you know, Brett, when I go to show it. It was their daughter's doll. Once baby-faced, had now aged. Incredibly, it had aged in much the same way a human does. The wrinkles were all in the right areas, but it was the eyes that was the most haunting. Once those are the dolls, they now looked human. Looking at them, they could almost detect a presence, a wisdom, maybe even a spirit. The family got rid of the doll, and the new owner soon parted ways with it to a new owner. It is not known where the doll is today, or even what the doll looks like anymore. There is a bit of debate on how the doll aged. A few people, like doll collectors and that, says the plastic or organic material had degraded, a kind of rot. However, when many encounters those claims with the fact that the doll rot generally leaves a doll cracked, brittle, but not wrinkled like this. Those who take the paranormal stance in regards to this curiosity believe it's possible that it has an attachment. Maybe some entity has even taken up residence with the doll, possibly back when the daughter would still be playing with it. Or maybe there is someone out there retaining their youth and beauty, well past their best before date, as the doll bears the burden of age. It's probably in my garage. Okay, I'm showing the picture. Maybe. Hold on one sec. Now, how creepy is that? I'm sorry, Brett. I'm sorry. That sounds so familiar, Freaky. I don't know why, but that movie sounds very familiar. Creepy, right? And of course, they show like when a doll does decay or rot. Oh, wrong one. That's what it usually looks like. You know. Now, mind you, yes, I remember that Freaky Geek. Is that what it was? The portrait of Dorian Gray? Reminds me of my ex. Now you sound like Andy, Brett. Yeah, Robert the Doll is creepy. I don't think he's creepy. I don't know. I don't know. For some reason, Robert the Doll don't. I mean, it's creepy in the way that, like, the way it's made. I think it's what creeps me out. Now, I told some of you guys know about the doll that my oldest daughter had when she was little. We had a creepy encounter with a doll. No, Scott, I'm sorry I damaged you for life. Yes, I do, Heather. I do. That place, that might freak me out. But it might freak me. I think it'd freak me out more for the bugs than and the spiders than the dolls. Yeah, real hair on old dolls. You're right, Brett. The Witches, an English movie about witches, put children in pictures. The children grew up in pictures and died in pictures. That sounds familiar too, Ron. Isn't it an old movie? Like an older movie? I do remember something about that. Now my doll experience happened with my daughter. Now it just a normal doll that we bought at the store. This is with my older daughter, my oldest daughter. So it didn't happen with Danielle with the face, this whole face scary thing. Um, but my oldest daughter, Taylor, we bought her a doll. Just she was like 4, 5, maybe even younger, 3. But we bought her one of those plastic dolls. You just get in the store, right? There was something odd with that doll. She would scream at night that it's hurting me. She'd scream, "Get it away! Get it away! It's hurting me! It's hurting me!" And we'd go up there, and she wouldn't even like. You know how usually when kids, if they get hurt by something, they like throw it. She wouldn't touch it. Like it'd still be laying in its place, and she's like on the bed, like, "Get it away! Get it away!" It was freaky. So we were gonna videotape it, and I forgot what happened. I think we got creeped out about, watching our kids sleep at night. I don't know. But we had a little crawl space in her closet. It opened up to go into the vents and that. So we put the doll in there, right? We put it in there and she went to bed that night and she knew that doll was in there. Like she didn't know that we had put it in there. But she knew that doll was in that room. She's like, "Get it out of my room. I don't want the doll in here, mommy. I don't want the." I mean, she was, oh my God, it was just creepy. It was so bad that my ex-husband like broke the arms and the legs off of it and the head and put it in different dumpsters around town. That's how bad it was. It was so, oh my God, I'll never forget that. Angelica Houston was the leader. See, I'm trying to think. Yeah, ventriloquist dummies, they creep me out. I think because I watched what is it, the Puppet Master? I think that's why, though. Tim Curry. That sounds so familiar. I'd have to go look it up. But yeah, that was a freaky. It was a definitely. They need burning them all down. Yeah, old spooky movies. That could be. It could be like something. That's the one thing. When something scares me, I like try to figure out why it scares me. I don't just say, "Oh, that scares me," and never go. You know what I mean? I try to go back and remember why I would have been freaked out by that. All right, Scott, take care. Yeah, I got to get going because I got to work in a half an hour. G.I. Joes were cool. I loved G.I. Joes when I was younger. Misty, I know what you mean. I always, yeah, mannequins creep me out. But I think, again, that has to stem for a TV show, from a TV show, or, not the movie Mannequin, because I really liked that movie. But just, maybe it was Doctor Who, where they went in that room with all the mannequins. I don't know. Something freaked me out about mannequins. Always waiting for them to move or look at me. Hey Patrick, how are you, hon? Is there something like really odd that freaks you guys out besides dolls? We know the dolls. Well, one that doll talked and walked without help and asked, "Who's the dummy now?" I think that kills the game. Sheep. Life. Yeah. Okay, Ron, definitely check out because it sounds so familiar. Those big dolls, though, that could not walk, but they walk with you, those used to freak me out. Teddy Ruxpin creeped you out? Really? Clowns. That's a normal one. Now, like, why are you afraid of clowns? Like, why do you guys not like clowns? Are they just creepy to you? And the noise in your loft. Yes, I could understand that, Brett. Definitely. Is it just the way they look or the way they come at you? Or what is it about clowns? Oh, probably Pennywise. Yeah. Okay. I can understand that. Definitely. Oh, killer clowns from outer space. Oh my God. That's bringing up, man, that's a memory and a half. Killer clowns from outer space and the little girl that visits. Now, why does she freak you out, Brett? Oh, yeah, I can understand that, Nicole, then. I definitely. Someone in makeup wanting to touch you. Okay. Okay. I get that, Ron. I get that. It's the way clowns look. I've always hated circus clowns. Is she from like outer space? I mean, is she like an alien? I was listening to John Wayne Gacy. Yeah. 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 I can understand that. I can totally get the whole clown thing. Yes. Totally get that. Um, yeah. I get that. Yeah. Oh, okay. I was just wondering. I mean, you said, but just very old rags tied into hair. Oh, oh, yeah. Yeah, that's definitely rags in the hair. That's old. Excuse me. That's wicked old. Yeah. Also, how can many clowns fit into a small car? That's freaky in itself. Oh my god, freaky geek. I was a cop. Not much creeps me out. Can't think of anything at the moment. That's understandable. Yeah, because you have to look at things like, I mean, now Patrick being a cop, or anybody that's in chat who is a former cop or still a cop or whatnot, like you see those videos that, they get weird calls, right? Like you see that one where the cops get called to check something out and something screams and they both run away. Like has anything ever happened like that where you got to go out on a call and you got to face it because you got to figure out what it is. So you're like, I think that's where I would probably, like, if somebody called and I was a cop, that was is probably where most likely that I would investigate and push myself to investigate. Do you know what I mean? Whether it be, did that make sense? Where it be on my own, I can say, screw this, I don't have to do this, and walk away, to where a cop, you kind of have to do that. Catching thieves and bodyguarding. See, now being at the hotel, you had those before? Yeah. I was 6 when they caught him and living in Chicago. Wow. Anybody in costume because the faces are hidden. I can get that, Heather. I can understand that. Now, yeah, being working at night here at the hotel, we get some people that are strange that freak me out. Yeah, I have, Heather. See, I don't watch a lot of those because I don't I get people's stories and I like hearing people's stories, but I like hearing people's stories that I know, the people I know. So when it comes to like those stories, um I don't like recreations, I guess. Maybe that's it. Once in a while I'll watch the stories, but other than that, I've never really gotten into them. Yeah. Not me, Shadows. I'd be like, nope, you're on your own with this, not sticking around. I'm chicken yet. I want to speak to you. Yeah, I know. That's the thing. In my case, I had to check things out and always had to think it was normal. See, now we hear a lot of stuff like downstairs. Like I said, my little guy showed up last night. I told you about the shadow boy that I see. I was sitting there watching TV, and because that's what I do when I work. Don't tell my boss though. No, he showed up. I seen him last night. Now in the laundry room, which is right below me, um, my coworker, now she said that she heard growling back there, but I've never. I was thinking about that last night because being here for 4 years, I've never experienced any bad like in the laundry room. I've never really. I mean, the only thing that freaks me out hearing noises and that. I mean, you hear noises, like, but I think it's more or less because I'm on guard. I'm customer service, so like if I'm in the laundry room, I hear people walking up to the front desk, and I'll go to check, and there's nobody there. But I think that's my subconscious just trying to keep me alert, if that makes sense. Um, the ice machine scares the hell out of me every time. That in the fish tank, because we have this big koi fish that likes to go up to the filter and like suck on the filter. That freaks me out. But nothing really. I've never heard any growls back there. I've never felt anything bad back there. Yeah, definitely, Patrick. You've seen things that you could not explain. Yeah, totally. You heard growling during Scott's techie talk time? Really? Did they hear it too? Did other people hear it, Freaky? Kind of like Eddie's EVPs on his live stream? That was wild. Or were you the only one that heard it, Freaky Geek? What was Andy, Brett? You think that was Andy? The girl talking? On Oh no, I get what you're saying. Never mind. It happened so fast I did not have time to ask. Oh, okay, Freaky Geek. Right. Yeah, that's right, Ron. Oh, the growling. Okay. Do I know the history? I just know that this part of the hotel is added on. The front is the original hotel that was run by the former governor or built by the former governor. Um, the owners now, my bosses, have been here 10 years. Other than that, I really don't know. I don't know what. Now, mind you, there's a picture in our lobby that's from the town. Every year, the town gets together and takes a town picture. Um, and there was like 80 people here in 1982. Always look for a logical reason. Yeah, yeah, definitely. Always look for logical reasons for everything. But being clairvoyant medium, yeah, people thought I was weird. I thought it was norm. Yeah, exactly. And that's the thing, too. Right, yeah. Added on, I saw spirits see it like it's an old and new part, never added. Yeah, that's what I always wondered too, Red, was that if there's something, because we don't, out front is where the little boy is. I know the front part of the hotel is where at least one person has died. There's been three that they know of since they've been here that have died in the hotel. Like I said, though, a lot of the activity around here is centered around housekeepers. So I don't know if any, like, I'm sure because housekeepers were older back in the day, but um, I'm sure they passed on now. But that's what I hear a lot of. A lot of the knocking. I don't hear housekeeping or anything, but I hear knocking on the doors. I hear the handles jiggle like people are going in and out of that hotel room. Hi, Jake. How are you? No problem, Freaky Geek. But yeah, I mean, it's nothing. I don't feel anything bad here. See, what I think with my coworker, um, my old coworker, she's Native. Okay, she's Native American, and like I said, up here it's different with Native Americans, not like it is down in the lower 48s, where um they still live in villages up here. Okay. And so like their lore of the land and everything is really still alive for them. It's not like, we had legends and lores when we were growing up and stuff like that, Bloody Mary and all that. But they honestly believe the lore. It's kind of like people over in the UK where that folklore is still around very vividly. And to them, it's the same thing here with the Native Americans up here. Like they're they're back 20, 30 years in the past still living, if that makes sense. So, like, if you hear any Native American talking about a creature or a ghost or spirit or anything, like the red-eyed lady that takes Native American children, that's very much alive around here. You know what I mean? People still believe in that. I did a video in a new church that was from 1866 in Nada Park. Spirits didn't come. Yeah, see, that's what's weird. I don't know what, like I said, a lot here is housekeeping. I know it is. Thank you, Joanne, for the diamond. Never gonna make you cry. Never gonna say goodbye. Never gonna cry and hurt you. Yes, and we have the Alaska Triangle. That we do. Oh, cool. I'll definitely check it out, Lil Red. Definitely. But yeah, I mean, there's just they just didn't listen, Lord. Now they're getting kicked in the ass. Should have listened, not slaughtered them. Well, that's the thing. Like, they don't just listen to the lore; they believe in that lore. You know, like when my coworker or former coworker, because she believes her house is haunted, they've actually caught a spirit on camera. It was an older lady, um, and like her logic, her way of thinking was all that lore. Do you know what I mean? So she was telling me all the things that, they believed in and stuff like that. And she thinks something it has to do with because with the different tribes, like she's Yupik, where her husband is a different tradition. So she's like, and we got the house blessed in his tradition and not my tradition. So I think that's why I see the spirit more than he does. Or do you know what I mean? Like their way of thinking is very different up here. About the Alaskan Triangle is related to the native lore up there. It definitely could be. I mean, they lived that lore. They still do to this day. It's not put off like it is down in the lower 48s, They listen to it. They thrive, not thrive, but they heed those warnings. Do you know what I mean? Please be the dryer. Yeah. Oh, I don't know. That was short-lived. Did we just get an earthquake? We did yesterday morning. Oh no, that does feel like the dryer now. That was odd though. Not gonna lie. I saw about the Alaskan Triangle on Top Mysteries channel and went to, yeah, I live in the Alaskan Triangle. A lot of that is, I'm sorry, just the skeptic in me. A lot of that is people don't understand that we have, like, around the edges when people go missing, there's a lot of places where you can go missing and never be found. You know, do I believe that? I mean, definitely. I mean, there's a lot of things behind, the missing flight, where they still got the radio transmissions. That's weird, yes. But we have hurricane force gale winds up here. People don't understand that the weather is very wacky here. Very, very wacky. And it can turn on a dime, especially for a lot of these bush pilots. That's why people, when you're with an experienced bush pilot, you feel safer than an actual airline pilot because these bush pilots have gone through hell flying in these conditions. Um, it's just it's very, that's true, Little Red. I hope not, Because the only one that should be down in the in the laundry room is my bosses. Um, so hopefully, but it's not them. But yeah, I mean, there's just a lot of things up here that, yes, strange, yes, definitely. But there's a lot of places to go missing, if that makes sense. I mean, it's nothing for hell. I mean, look at the other night. Going out for a smoke while Eddie, before Eddie takes off for work. Now, mind you, Safeway, the store is only not even a block away. It's 2 buildings over, right? I happen to look up. He's walking off to work. I'm still finishing my cigarette. Look up across the street to the bank, and there's a big old freaking bear over there. It's just crazy. I heard about that, Patrick. Yeah, that's weird. I mean, now mind you, I look at the way I look at like EVPs and a lot of different things is like transmissions that happened years ago. Our our words have energy. So when like something like that traumatic, that's energy being sent out and it's bouncing around all over the place. Now, that's why I want to buy this freaking camera that can see vibration. Yeah, exactly, Misty. A lot of wilderness you can get blown or fall off of crevices. Yeah, it's just there's a lot of shit that can go wrong here in Alaska. You have to be very careful, and people don't realize it. And it's not like we have that many. I mean, we have the state troopers, of course. I'm sure you guys have seen Alaskan State Troopers. Watch that show. You'll get an understanding of how vast Alaska is. You know what I mean? And like they take shit seriously when it comes to different wildlife. And there are a lot of wildlife. We have bobcat. We have lynx up here, which I've never. They're beautiful animals. I don't want to run into one, but there's just a lot of shit that can happen up here that people don't understand. Like when you come up here from the lower 48s, I mean, you get your mind blown. You get your mind blown. Big wolves, yeah. It's crazy. All right, guys, I really should end this for the simple fact that I have to go to work in 15 minutes. Right. I've never seen one in person, Patrick. They tell us we have now on our bulletin board there's animal sightings, you know what I mean? Because we have this big ass porcupine that wanders around town, and then we have bears all over the place, of course. And they'll say there's links up here on the so and so road and everything, but I've never seen it. Yeah, no, I don't want to go to work. Thank you guys. I know it's a little. It haven't been, it's been a while. A week. I had a week off, so I'm a little rusty. Oh, no worries, Paranormal Chapel. But you guys know what time it is. It's time to get over to D Live. I'll get my butt over to D Live as well. Maybe. Oh, apparently we did have an earthquake. Oh, no, we wouldn't feel that. That was too far away. All right, so let's get over to D Live. Yeah, I'm allowed to be late. I'm allowed to be late. Start hyping up that chat and D-Live. Let me go ahead and put that. You guys are so awesome for coming in. I appreciate it. Thank you for hanging out with me today. You're funny, Freaky Geek. I see that comment. That's not cool. Thank you guys so much for being here. I appreciate it. I really do. You guys are awesome. Sorry again that I was a little rusty today. You know, what can I tell you? I worked last night. So, that's okay, Patrick. You're never late. That's what Eddie would tell you. You are never late. When you get here is when you get here. Ron's booing me. He hates me. All right, guys, I'm hitting that button. Message the painting made for you. I didn't know that. You're going to have to tell me how to do that. Lil Red. That's cool. I will figure it out. No, you're going to have to tell me. All right, guys, I'm pressing the button. I pressed it. 30 seconds. Hit that button. Oh, no, you screwed your week up, or I screwed your week up? Did I screw your week up? I'm sorry if I screwed your week up. I hope I didn't screw your week up. Well, I love having you guys here. Guys, have a great, great weekend. Not weekend. Jesus, I'm all screwed up. Guys, have a great, great day. And we'll see you tomorrow for True Crime Tuesday. Ron got 79.2 Lamons. Heather got 45.9. Lil Red got 33.5. Patrick got 26.8. And Freaky Geek got 22.6. And hopefully some more people got some as well. Oh, Ron. So I did screw up. I did screw up your weekend or your day. I mean, your week. Holy hell. I'm sorry, Ron. I'll make it up to you. I'll make it up to you somehow. All right, guys, I really got to go. As much as I want to stay here and talk with you guys. I love it. Thank you guys so much for hanging out with me today. I appreciate it so much. You guys know. I hope you guys know how much you guys mean to me. I love you guys. Find something to make you smile with your eyes today, okay? And I'll see you tomorrow.